I had a student this year that I just could not reach. We tried behavior tracking charts, we tried like little trinkets, we tried extra free time, lunch bunch, letting them do like interest-based activities. Nothing worked. This kid wasn't interested in anything that I was putting out there. And then I noticed something, and it ended up being the key to changing everything for the entire year. By the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 strategies I used this year that aren't your typical PD info that I'll be bringing into next school year. And the one thing all 3 of them have in common, which I think is the actual secret to behavior intervention that actually works. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel from the Behavior Check-In, and I'm a K-12 behavior specialist. I'm a parent to a child with autism, and I've worked as a classroom teacher in both self-contained and inclusion settings. And I help teachers with real strategies for real classrooms. Okay, so let's get into it. Back to the student that I was talking about. I have been doing a lot of observations in this classroom, just trying to figure the student out. What did they like? Why were they doing the things that they were doing? What is actually going on? And honestly, I was kind of stuck because everything that I was trying was not working. And that's really frustrating as a behavior specialist, I'll be real. But then one day, it was their birthday. And they came in with this big old fancy Starbucks drink. And I mean, they were living it up. Sipping, showing it off to everyone, more excited than I'd seen them literally at any other point during the year. So the next time that they were sitting in my office and we were talking, I brought it up. I asked them how they felt about having those fancy drinks and the cute cups and the fun straws and the whole vibe. And their face just lit up. And that is when I knew I had found what I needed to motivate them. So together, we built something around it. I talked to the students, and I talked to the mom, and she was completely on board, which is huge because I was not funding this whole thing. I don't have that kind of money, but she was willing to help me out. And she started sending in things like boba and like little like shiny dusters to put on there. And I added the sparkling water and the Sprite, and I got some sugar-free syrups off Amazon. And honestly, those things lasted me the entire year, even with teachers and myself helping ourselves out a little bit. Genuinely though, it was a really good investment. I also got some super cute straws and cups that made it just a little extra fun. But here's the part that really made it work. They could earn the chance to bring a friend with them to the drink station based on their choices they made that week. And they even brought their teacher along more than once. And these drinks became something special, something nobody else in the class had access to. And that mattered to them a lot. But it also created this really natural social pull. Other kids started wanting in. So now they were motivated to make good choices, partly because she gets to keep this special thing for herself, and partly because she got to bring someone along with her when she made her goal. So both students have to be making good choices too. So it becomes this little positive social loop, all built around her. And I'm absolutely bringing this strategy into next year, and especially because I'm moving into more secondary work, and what motivates a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader looks really different than what motivates a 2nd grader. Social currency matters more at that age. Identity matters more too. And this strategy taps right into that. Now, here's what I want you to notice. This wasn't a bribe. This wasn't a do this and then you'll get that. This was a planned strategy. We set it up at the start of the week. We did the check-ins to track the progress towards the goals. And here's the thing. I was the one who started those check-ins, but pretty quickly the teacher took over from there, which is exactly what I wanted. Because I don't want the kids dependent on me. I want them building that relationship with their teachers. I am the facilitator. I am not the one with the magic wand. The teacher needs that tool, not just the behavior specialist. And underneath all of this, the drink station and the next 2 things I'm going to share, there's one thing driving it that worked, and that's autonomy. These students had a strong drive for control over their own choices. And when we hear this, kids want control, we tend to label it as power seeking, like it's a problem to be managed. But it's not. They just want what every other human wants, to feel like they have some say in their own life, not to be told what to do constantly. And that's not defiance, that's just being a human being. And if we're being honest here, adults struggle with this too. One of the top reasons teachers leave education is feeling like they have zero autonomy or support from their admin. It's the same need, the same struggle. Kids aren't different from us, they're just smaller and have less power to do anything about it. If a student doesn't have buy-in, it doesn't matter how good your intervention looks on paper, it's just not gonna work. Autonomy isn't a nice extra, it is your foundation. Now thinking about autonomy, here's strategy number 2. I bring in a PlayStation that the students can use on Fridays. How they earn that time is the really big important part. So every day, a student meets their goal based on the data tracking sheets the teacher fills out. They earn 2 minutes for every day that they meet their goal. That's it. 2 minutes for a goal met. And here's the key piece. I never take minutes away. They earn what they earn. If they have a great week, they got up to 10 minutes banked for Friday that they can use. If they struggled a lot in the week, they may have only earned 4 to 6. Either way, the minutes are theirs. They earned it and nobody's taking that back. Then on Friday, during the last 10 to 15 minutes of the day, with the teacher approval, they can cash in those minutes. Or, this is the part that kids really love, they can save them up across multiple weeks for something bigger. This means a kid with a rough week doesn't feel like the whole week was a failure. They still walk away with something, and it teaches them to actually budget and prioritize. Do I want to cash it in now, or do I want to wait for something bigger? And that's a real life skill. And just like the drink station, they can bring a friend if they earned enough minutes. And that friend also has to be demonstrating good choices. Same social loop, same positive peer dynamic. So this is staying in my toolkit for next year, no questions asked. So the last thing I'm going to talk about isn't really a reward, but it's more of a regulation tool. But honestly, it's been one of the most quietly powerful things I have done all year. So I have an ice machine in my office, and students who need it can come in and get ice. And I know that might sound kind of random, but there's actually real science behind it. So chewing ice gives sensory input to the individual who's chewing it. The cold kind of shocks the nervous system in a good way and helps activate the vagus nerve, which is part of what helps the body calm down and regulate. Now, I do have a strict policy around it. I am a big believer in setting boundaries and expectations. So no misuse, period. That's just a non-negotiable. If you're throwing ice or making a mess, then you've lost that privilege. But honestly and realistically, it's only 2 or 3 kids who actually need it and are using it for regulation, not just like, oh, having ice is cool. But here's what makes it so powerful. It's a built-in break that doesn't feel like a big deal at all. Once again, back to that social dynamic. The student just tells the teacher, hey, I'm gonna go get some ice. And they walk to my office, get some ice, and walk back. The walk alone is the break. And then on top of it, they have the regulation tool that they need. So there's no big announcements. There's nothing that singles them out. There's nothing their peers can make fun of them for because it's just ice. And for a handful of kids who've used this, it's genuinely been a game changer. And just a quick little honest note, yes, I did spend a little money up front on the ice machine. Nothing fancy, it's just a super simple one. But it has lasted me 2 years now and it's going on strong. I'm gonna go ahead and link it in my Amazon storefront below if you're curious about it, along with the syrups and a couple other things that I mentioned. Obviously, no pressure, but sometimes I think it's helpful to see what I actually use and see if that's something that you wanna look into as well, if you're interested. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of thing your school might even cover, or something you could put on your Amazon wish list for back to school, or a small grant, or even a parent might donate. You really do not need a big budget to do this. So drink station, PlayStation minutes, and the ice station. 3 really different strategies, but all 3 come back to the same thing. Giving students structured choices and real autonomy. Not bribery, not control, not behave, or else. And when kids have that, when they feel like they have some say in it, That's when the buy-in happens. Without the buy-in, nothing else really matters and your interventions are just not going to be effective. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about your own students or students you've had in the past or the ones you have coming in, and you're struggling to think of ways to motivate them, and you feel like there's nothing that you can do or nothing seems to be working, I'd love to help you think through that. So in August, I'm putting together a virtual workshop called Behavior Before the Bell, where we're going to dig into strategies like these and how they might apply to your specific students and classroom situations. I'm going to drop all that information in the link below if you want to check it out if it's something you're interested in. Thank you so much for watching, and if this was helpful, I would love for you to stick around for more like it by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. You can also like and share with your fellow teachers and admin. That really helps support my channel. Once again, all the links that I listed and talked about will be in the description below if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.